What's up, Eagles Nation? This is Bry with Eagles Real Talk. I am the flyest covering the Eagles in the game. This is the first episode of Ball Street. Stock up, stock down. We're going to go over the Eagles preseason game, and we're going to see whose stock rose and whose stock started to fall. But before we do that, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and also hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. Let's get straight into it with Cam Jurgens. His stock definitely rose as it's continued to rise steadily since he became an Eagle. He's been great in practice so far, and he's been even better in the games. He showed me a lot of athleticism, especially on this run, which I'm going to show right now. He just came through, just annihilated this DB. I feel bad for the guy. He just got pancaked, just got tossed, you know what I mean? And he opened up the lane for Boston Scott to get a nice run. I see him doing that for many years on the Philadelphia Eagles. Man, this is a steal. Honestly, it's a steal in the second round. I see him having a lot of actual skills that Jason Kelce has. That's why Jason Kelce told the Eagles, hey, go get this guy. He's a baller. He reminds me of a lot of myself, and I can definitely see what he was talking about now. Let's talk a little bit about Gardner Minshew, okay? The backup quarterback. You always need a solid backup in this league. You never know what can happen next play. So to have a guy like Gardner Minshew, who you know, he struggled in training camp. From all reports, he struggled, but he's a gamer, man. He came in there, he went 14 for 17, 142 yards, 101.5 passer rating. You know, he avoided some big mistakes. One could have been a pick six near the goal line, you know, for a 98, 97 yard return. So thank God he avoided that, but he had some nice passes, man. He led the offense up the field, made the throws that he needed to. And I really liked his connection with Deon, Cain, which we're going to talk about shortly. I thought Gardner Minshew did enough to completely solidify that, yes, he's got that backup position on lock. And if we ever need him, if his number's ever called, you know, I think we're going to be good. We'll be okay. Deon Cain, his stock is definitely on the rise. He came to play preseason game 2. He is fighting to make this roster. You got to give this guy respect. He's supposedly had a great camp. He put it on full display. He had 5 catches off 7 targets for 60 yards, including these 2 back-to-back catches from Gardner Minshew. Them two have a very good rapport together, and I'm hoping this guy can maybe get some play during the regular season. He's shown that he can go out there, pluck the ball, make contested catches, run solid routes, be tough. I just think he's a good wide receiver, and I think he's an NFL caliber wide receiver. I think this guy definitely deserves a spot on the roster, and I hope he doesn't have to go through waivers and we have to, you know, try to get him on the claims and get him on the practice squad. I think this guy is definitely an Eagle that deserves a spot on the 53, man. He's done everything the coaches can ask of him. Another wide receiver that impressed me a lot was actually Devon Allen. You know, he ran a nice go route. He ran right by the safety, right by the corner for 6, a 55-yard touchdown from third stringer Reed Sinnett. He found him in the end zone. You know, it was a great moment for him. After he scored the touchdown, he did the hurdle celebration. I thought it was a really good moment for him. His stock is definitely on the rise. He's still on the bubble. I would have him behind Deon Cain, which would probably put him on the practice squad if he passes through waivers and we're able to claim him and put him on the practice squad and stash him. He's an Olympian, so he's got that speed. Kayvon Wallace, man, he came off a little slow in camp. You know, we were hearing reports that he was kind of trending down, maybe possibly not make this roster. But after a solid performance against the Browns, he was targeted 2 times, I believe, and he allowed 1 catch for 2 yards. So he did his thing out there, you know, made a couple tackles. I thought he did solid, and I think his stock is definitely on the rise, but we'll have to keep an eye on him. Andre Sacheret, he did miss 1 sack on that blitz. He got a hand on the jersey, couldn't bring Dobbs down, but he made up for it. He made a nice pass breakup, got his hand in there, deflected the ball, and he also stopped the touchdown when Dobbs scrambled. He was running for the for the end zone, and Andre Sacheret beat off a block and came in and knocked him out of bounds. It was a great play. So I think Andre Sacheret is showing a lot ability to do a lot of things for the Eagles. You know, he's he's a diversive asset out there. He can do a lot of things. He can play in the slot. He can play special teams, which he's a great special teamer from last year, and he can also play safety. So he's a DB that can do a lot of things. His stock is definitely going up. Reed Blankenship, another player who I thought was on the bubble, but he's doing his thing. Maybe he can, maybe he can make this roster spot. He can tackle, he can cover, so he's also an asset on the special teams. So we'll see how Reed continues to go up, but as of now, his stock is on the rise. Josh Jobe. Now, I was really excited about this UDFA from Alabama. I was really excited to see how he would ball out for us, and he's did his thing. You know what? There's one thing about Josh Jobe that I really like. He can tackle. He can wrap up around the legs. He'll bring you down. He made a whole bunch of tackles this past weekend, and I'm actually very impressed with his coverage skills as well. He broke up a pass. He allowed 0 catches. So Josh Jobe from Alabama is definitely doing his thing. His stock is on the rise. Mac McCain, he's solid out there. He's definitely solid like Tate Gowan. I would say those guys' stock is on the rise. They're good. They're good in the pass coverage. Not the greatest, but they can do their thing. And I've been pretty impressed with those two guys. So I would say their stock is definitely on the rise as well. They're definitely a candidate for special teams and things like that. You need guys like that will go after and make plays in the special teams. And I like Tate Gowan especially for that. Now let's talk about whose stock is, falling. And let's start with Deon Taylor. He missed 5 tackles, I believe. No, 4 tackles. One that went for a 36-yard run, and then eventually a touchdown for the Cleveland Browns. So, his stock, it was definitely trending up, but man, after 4 missed tackles is a lot for one game, especially for a linebacker who we were looking to take the next step. So I could see Nakobe Dean definitely moving up past him on the depth chart. Kerry Vincent Jr., another guy that, man, he got picked on. Let's be honest. He was the one cornerback who was giving up a lot of catches. I think he was targeted 6 times and allowed 4 catches for 70 yards. Not the greatest tackler. I'm kind of out on Kerry Vincent Jr. His stock is definitely on the decline. Jason Huntley, another player who is either right here or is trending down. He's only averaging 2.9s per carry, so it's not nothing to hang his hat on right now. He's fighting to make the roster as the running back 4 at this point. Another running back, Kennedy Brooks. He's averaging only 2.7 yards average. He had 6 carries for 16 yards. So, granted, he's not running with, the big bulls up front as far as the first stringers go, the first offensive line. But, he hasn't really showed me much. But they may look to keep him, especially on the practice squad. Britton Covey. Oh, man. This hurts me. This hurts me to say, but he's definitely stocked down. He was definitely trending up from a lot of things that we heard in practice as far as the reports came out, but he hasn't really showed us much in the games. Hasn't really showed me anything, to be totally honest with you. He does look small out there, unfortunately. We got to call a spade a spade. So, trending down. He's not really making no catches out there. He had a solid kick return for 22 yards. That's as much as I can remember, but it looks like he's definitely going to be a practice squad candidate. And we'll finish it off with Carson Strong. He's only thrown a couple passes rather, and he hasn't really shown me anything. So I'm cool with letting him go. Andre Dillard, we'll talk about some guys who kind of just stayed even, not really stock up, not really stock down. Andre Dillard, I think he's a trade candidate along with Jalen Reagor. Tart, he's another guy who played solid in coverage as well, and he tackled pretty good. But he hasn't really shown much, and a lot of this positivity that I'm talking about as far as him goes came with the 3rd string, so we would like to see him with the 2nd string, at least doing, some work in there, but we'll see. Right now, he's even. Our new player, Hugo Amadi, I believe is how you say it. He just got on the team, but I thought he played well. He missed 1 tackle. But besides that, I thought he played pretty solid for us. Josiah Scott, he got banged up. So, you know, obviously when you're hurt and you're fighting to make the roster, you're definitely trending down. So his stock is down as well. That's going to do it for Stock Up, Stock Down. This has been the first episode of Ball Street. We're going to do this probably once a week. Go over whose stock is up, whose stock is up, whose stock is going down. We're also going to cover this during the regular season as well. So we'll keep this going. Ball Street is here to stay. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, man, hit that subscribe button. You already made it, 10 minutes in, so you might as well hit that subscribe button and get down with Eagles Real Talk. This is a family that we're growing, a nice community, and we're gonna be going hard all year. So with all that said, I'm Bri. This is Eagles Real Talk. Keep it real always. See you next video.